come here, come here.
You know what the ultimate flex for a man is? When somebody asks you, hey man, what does your wife do for a living? Nothing.
Lie.
She don't work, bruh. She don't work.
Remember I told y'all some time ago, maybe it was a real long time ago, I don't know, that in today's time, a woman has to hope for a man, hope for a husband, because they don't expect it, because a lot of them didn't have 18 years or more in the house with their daddy. I want y'all to come here, pay attention to something. I'm gonna put y'all on, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Well, you could take your lady out the office, put her ass up in the house. You ain't got to do nothing, baby. That's the real flex. You feel me?
Lie.
You tell a lot about a man just by looking at the woman that he's with. Don't let that go over your head, bro.
Satan is your daddy.
So first of all, I really want y'all to pay attention to the caption up there. I want y'all to pay attention to what the caption says, because it points out the fact, it even makes a statement, bring these men back, bring masculinity back. This is why I've asked the question before. How many women have actually had the opportunity, from a little girl to a young lady to an adult woman? How many of you have actually had 18 years behind closed doors, growing up under your father, and the leadership that this caption claims doesn't exist anymore? Then pay attention to something else that I always call out on social media. And when you don't have a man, when you don't have leadership, you're still looking for it, even if your ego is too big to admit that you're looking for it. So they hide in these comment sections, they hide on the internet, and then every once in a while they're gonna come out with a man's post or a man's video or his reel, and then say, look, a man said it, so it must be true. This is the problem with society today. And this is why you don't date them all, sis. Because the second you sit down with the right dude, he plays with your brain, he messes with your head. All he has to do is say with your spirit, because this is an energy thing. All he has to do is say one or two things that make your spirit or your energy feel good, and then you're rocking with it. And then what do? Usually you go back to the men or man who you had failure agreeing with you and say, look, a man said it. Look, other men, da-da-da-da-da. Now you're trying to put multiple men against another man. It's ridiculous. It's literally the serpent energy that beguiled Eve. And then she ran to a man, her man, the first and only man she should have been listening to, but with the ideology of another being, another seed was planted at that point. See, they say they want men, but then they're not even ready to receive that leadership and receive that authority and receive that masculinity, thus making toxic masculinity. If it's going to be toxic, that means it's only in you. Can't be in us, we're men. The toxic masculinity is you trying to have that male energy or that man energy and think you can tell us how things go. And that's the society we're in today. A society that's always trying to tell men how to be what they don't even know how to be. So my brother, I hope you enjoy your Starbucks, because you got somebody running wild with your video clip here, and maybe you thought you said something, but what you said is not a flex at all. 0% flex. Because if she's not working, what the heck is she doing? So then you try to be slick, and even the woman who shared the video tried to be slick with the caption and say, oh, she's not being lazy. She's not working because she's being lazy, but she's working because freedom. Well, isn't that what most people in society are trying to get to? Financial freedom? But see, you guys use men for that. You guys, or even if you can't have success with men, you'll use his children for that. They'll be your whole retirement plan. That's what I saw in here. Because if you really had a man, then you wouldn't have to worry about the ideas and the thought process of a man on the internet. And my bad, I had to leave and come back. You know, trucker life. But I do want y'all to pay attention because this rascal actually said this.
Well, you could take your lady out the office, put her ass up in the house. You ain't got to do nothing, baby. That's the real flex.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
So y'all ladies agree with this? Because last I checked, y'all don't want to just be put up in the house. Sounds like he's trying to put you up in the house. Have you barefoot and pregnant and all kind of other stuff, because what else is there to do? And King Lemuel's mother told him to make sure he doesn't give his strength to women. In other words, his life, while she just gets to sit up and become more and more entitled because the flex is for her to brag to her broads, her cackling mama friends and everything else. And then they make shows like The Hunting Wives and stuff like that, and all these housewives of, basketball wives and all this other crap, where the foundational piece is a woman bragging about the fact that she ain't got to do nothing. And even the talk of 50-50, let alone 100-100, has them in their feelings because they're in no way the type of woman that's in Proverbs 31, but they claim that's what they want to be, and they claim they want a Boaz. Well, when you're a real woman that's supposed to be satisfying real marriage, your hands are coming to help, because the man is already, he tried to make it sound good, like I could take my wife out of all of this, or I could take my lady or my woman out. Yes, if you take her away from the clock of a strange man who she calls boss and gets his coffee, and she'll obey. A lot of these bras will obey that dude more than they'll obey you, because they feel like they're getting paid. They only see payment as that green paper entering their bank account. But when you understand what the calling of marriage really is, and that you're serving, and that you're literally seeking how, if you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. That type of spirit woman who comes into her marriage understanding that I am an extra set of hands, coming into her marriage understanding that I am here to serve a purpose, literally. Because that man was moving and rocking just like Adam was moving and rocking, and God put him to sleep and he woke up married. Same as you. You're out here moving. You're adding to your life. You're building it so that you can, if anything, have that flex that I took my woman out of a job from another man, a strange man who tells her what to do and when to go on vacation and clock in and all this other stuff. But the flex is I took her out and she is now my employee. Because the biggest thing about being married as a man, moving in your masculinity, because she said masculine confidence and all that crap, these women always making up terms. The thing about masculinity is moving just like Christ Jesus, how he was able to pick his sons, pick his disciples, and put them to work. Because he already had a mission and a plan and a purpose. He needed extra hands to add to pushing the purpose further smoothly and quicker. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is when you marry a woman. You're making a true proposal for her to come on board, where she's going to get an extra set of keys to the car, extra set of keys to the house. She's going to literally get the mandate and the plan from you, because it started with you as the tree, as the beginning, as the one who carries seed all throughout his life until he makes the decision on the woman or women to sow his seed into, so that she can be the incubator to bring his children to fruition. The same way in the spirit, she brings things to fruition. That's what it means to be fruitful, man, and for her to multiply, woman. But we got a real problem, because these broads and these dudes have these messages like this that sound fairy tale and Disney, and of course y'all roll with it because it's cute. You really want to flex? Take your woman out of the workplace, working for a strange man who can tell her what to do, that puts her in positions where she can slip up and mess up and all this other stuff, worrying about harassment and all this stuff, and watching all these videos to make sure that she complies to this, that, and the other. Take your woman out of places like that. Put her in your program, your system, your curriculum, and teach it to her the way Christ taught to his disciples, and that we're not just limited to those 12. And actually supply her with the necessary tools to carry out and convenience her life in a way that when she puts forth her hand to work for you, she does a job well. That's true masculinity, the teaching and leadership.
Goodbye, Grace.
I'm up out of here. I ain't gonna play with her. I'm out, baby. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell.